Welcome to another episode of NEC Suites, where we have the privilege of interviewing community leaders and gleaning insights for our small business community. Today, I've got the good fortune of interviewing my good friend, Craig Swygert, who is Clear Channel Outdoor President, Central Florida. Did I get it right?
Correct.
Yay!
Yes.
So thank you for joining us
Yeah, glad to be here.
for opening up the opportunity for us to interview here at Judson's Live.
Yes.
You, by far, have the coolest side hustle hobby of anyone I've ever interviewed. So
Right.
I'm going to jump right in
Sure.
and let you explain what it is that we do and why we're here.
I'm the president of Central Florida Clear Channel Outdoor. Clear Channel Outdoor is like national major media company. We call it out-of-home media.
Okay.
So people typically think of it as, billboards, but we do so much more, from airports to transit to
The marquees inside the airports.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're in 65 markets across the nation.
Oh, wow.
Our company reaches over 130 million Americans each week. I mean, it's massive. So I, as you know, have been here in Central Florida for 25 years. I'm the president of Central Florida, overseeing 3 offices, and in Ocala, Melbourne, and Orlando. And then, as we were catching up and kind of told you about my band, and here we are at Judson's Live, like just such a great venue. It's just so much fun.
The whole venue itself, the
Yes.
Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center, is just spectacular. It's, one of the top 5 in the world.
Yes.
And just this space in particular
Yes.
is so unique.
Yes.
So you were here a month ago.
Yes.
Playing with the band.
Yes,
And
Button Down Collective.
Yeah. So tell me, who are the members of the band and how did you guys get together?
Okay, yeah. So the name kind of came out. We're a bunch of button-down guys that have jobs, and and we like to jam and play music. And so on bass is my partner, bass player Donovan Pyle. He owns his own healthcare consulting company. On guitar, I have David Bruce. He's a senior executive with Hubble. I have on another lead guitarist, Luis Reyes. He owns his own glass company, commercial glass and whatnot. Our lead singer, he's also the manager of a construction company. So Paul Wooten, and he's great. So
all high stressful positions that
yeah.
each of you have, and
Right.
so getting together, you
Yes.
jam it out, and you're decompressing. Everything we do is always tied to the small business owner, and when you own your own company,
Right.
just you're wearing multiple hats. All the pressure is really on
Right.
you, because the livelihood of all your employees
Right.
depends on you being strategic and leading the company in the right direction.
Well,
And
and
so-
this came out of that. And the other part of the question is, how do we get together? We have just been like jamming together for fun. And I'd never played in a real band, right? And met
Had they?
they had all played in
college or
bands,
whatever, or-
right?
okay.
Yeah, I'd never, 10 years ago or so, I picked it up, taught myself how to play, just played along with
That alone is
songs.
very impressive.
Well, it's kind of cool. It de-stress,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the Meta Center Global Week, a buddy of mine was producing a conference here at Dr. Phillips Center, and he kind of was talking about how to get the C-suite out, how to get business people to come to the conference, and he needed a component of music entertainment. And long story short, it was like, well, wait a minute, what if like my guys got together and we were the house band and we had people sit in?
Yeah.
And that was October of 23. First time I ever played live was in front of 400 people at the beach.
Ooh, just a small group, yeah, 400.
Just crazy, right? So, and our thing is we have the audience, come participate and sit in. So it's a very like interactive kind of show, because we're just having
what kind
fun.
of music? What
So
kind of
classic
genre?
rock, country,
So
like
things
90s
that are-
rock,
yeah.
from
Popular
Queen
songs
to
that- that are-
Radiohead, Hank Williams.
Yeah.
We
So,
always
once
make sure
again,
that we represent the crowd that comes sees us, so
Nice.
that if you don't like this song, the next one,
it's
something
probably
for everybody.
yours, yeah.
And after it went off, we had so much fun. We've stayed together. We've been playing out. This is our.
That's awesome.
We're gonna play here again. This place has just been great. The vibe and the energy of the acoustics, the quality of the room, the participation. It's just so fun. It's
So
just
you
crazy.
had already played here. It was
Yeah, we
back
played here
last
twice.
month.
Yeah.
And you have sold out.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I know. I
It
tried to
is.
get tickets. So
It's so fun. So fun.
that's amazing. And to have such a strong following is really cool.
Yeah, because that's the thing is that, we kind of use it as an extension of, as you know, I've been involved in the community for so long, and I love doing things where we get to interact as a community. And this is just another fun way for people like, what? You played a band? Nobody come out? Yes. And then everybody sees everyone. It's really cool.
It's great networking and the socialization, as you said.
Yeah.
So you go out, you're having a good time, supporting some friends.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So that was your journey as a musician.
Yeah.
What was your journey like to get to the role of president?
Yeah, it was, I went to school to be a graphic designer. I thought I was going to be an artist for a living.
You technically are.
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
with
that's
music.
True. I didn't think about that. So, and then, after I graduated, I realized like sales was a career where you can make a lot of money. And by happenstance, my first job was selling billboards in Chattanooga, Tennessee as a salesperson. I then found
Chattanooga, Tennessee.
Yes, and I found out I was pretty good at it. And then, so I moved around and then decided I wanted to get into leadership. So I was then the sales manager in our Ocala office. I was the general manager there. Then moved to Orlando in 2000, was the sales manager, and then 2005 got promoted to this role. So,
Nice.
That was the great thing about our company is like we have so many branches around the country. Anybody in career path that you want to go, we've got an outlet for anybody's creativity.
An upward trajectory as well, just in different markets across the country. Almost like, I think of it almost like the military where you're bouncing around.
Right,
but it's a little different,
Yeah,
obviously, the corporate side.
So,
Neat. So leading sales teams, keeping them motivated,
Yes.
keeping it successful is honestly a very difficult thing.
Yeah.
How do you do it? What's your secret sauce?
Yeah, I guess the thing is investing in people. I've been a sales trainer for much of my career. So I was taught, need satisfaction selling or consultative selling, people call it. So, so I have a passion for teaching how to communicate with customers,
Nice.
to understand their needs, to make sure that we match up the product. So, ongoing training with the salespeople of making sure they know their job is to be an investment and not an expense, right? When you think about media, people are always like, well, is it going to work and ROI and all of that. So, so we invest in our people a lot. I'm a big believer in strengths-based management. So, we look at trying to maximize people's strengths. So we do that a lot.
Putting them in the right position.
Absolutely. So. And then Clear Channel, one of the great things is our company is one of the leading, if not the leading, out-of-home company as far as data and technology. We invest heavily in data on like ROI, like, who sees our assets, who sees our boards, our all of our advertisements for our customers, and then how do we track it? We do attribution studies. We do, all kinds of things measuring who is the audience our customers want to reach.
Right.
So that in itself of like back to motivating salespeople, we are just ever growing. So it's not like mundane. It's like new technology that, hey, we get to show our customers this. Let's learn how to do that, right? And give them that information of how our media works.
Would you say that's almost like the biggest misconception of just outdoor advertising and billboards?
Yeah, I always tell people we've gone from what I would call like one of the most, archaic types of media as it relates to measurement to now the most technologically advanced measured media you can have. I mean, it's incredible what we can provide through mobile phone data and aggregated data.
Mobile phone data.
Yes, it's nuts. So literally we can, with our customers, find who is your target audience, and we can actually go and show where the population is that meets that criteria. And we can also do attribution studies to show the return on investment, because one of the most
Those are eyeballs.
Right.
Yeah.
To your
Just,
question is, the misconception is you can't track billboards because, but that's not true. We can actually track it better than any other major media.
yeah,
It's amazing.
especially,
Yeah.
well, it's just, it's incredible the technology that's
Yeah.
available to kind of capture
Yeah.
things. And you were kind enough to work with us on some of the billboard
Yeah.
advertising and just an uptick that we got from the QR codes. But
Right.
that's all data that you're
Yes.
able to
Yeah.
not only identify, but
Right.
just even trace
Yeah.
back to who that customer is
Right.
and more insights.
Right.
And that, when it comes to sales, is gold.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can be more efficient, very strategic on how you invest those dollars to
Yes.
communicate that your company is available in the case of a small
Yeah, yeah.
business owner. Neat. So before we get you on the drums to do a demo, here's a question. What is the best business advice you've ever been given, or what's the best business advice that you give?
Business advice. I guess I would say, early when I got promoted to a leadership role and I was very new and kind of learning how to be a general manager of understanding the P&L and, all the things. My boss told me, I think it was Craig, look, if you will always treat the company's money like it was your own money, you won't go wrong, right?
Yeah.
So thinking about running a business, for a major, publicly traded company, having that you're responsible for that is a huge thing. The other thing in big piece of advice as far as, my involvement in the community, one of my good friends, Chuck Clemens, former Representative Clemens, he was a county commissioner. And as I was working with the community, he taught me what being involved in the community is.
Oh.
And kind of said, look, like you are, a business in the community, you should serve the community that you benefit from.
That's
so
Great
that's how I've always,
advice.
in
Treat
all
the corporation like it's
Yes.
your own, especially the money side,
Right.
and get involved.
Yeah.
Play it forward to a community
Right.
that's given you opportunity. I like
Yeah,
that.
and then as it relates to sales, also never sell anybody someone for the sake of selling something.
Yeah, I like that one.
Make sure it's valuable to them, right? Because that's the thing, of the longevity of my career is having a great product that works, and when you match it up and you do it for the right reasons of like making sure it gives value to the company. And like you said, small businesses, it's hard for them. Small businesses, because you can spend so much money on all different kinds of media and spread yourself too thin, but actually understanding, what is the core of your customer? Where do they live? How do they behave? What do they do? How do you reach them? Because, like a lot of media, technology is their enemy because, more and more choices for entertainment means less exposure, right?
Yeah, correct.
Well, for us, technology is our huge friend because it just means more, with our digital billboards, the ability to be involved with the community, doing ads for the community good, as well as our customers being able to change it out during the day. It's just, our technology is our huge friend.
Absolutely.
So it's been a lot of fun just seeing the involvement of
I was
that.
going to say, yeah. Now, what do you think, especially with AI and things like that? What do you see the next wave of outdoor advertising looking like? Do you have a prediction?
Yeah, prediction I would say is really we're just going to continue to be more and more valuable because again, as other major media, their audience keeps getting smaller until we all ride around in spaceships, right? As long as we all drive cars as our major form of transportation, our media is just going to continue to be more and more valuable because it's harder to reach people because of so many choices.
Right.
So I just think more technology advancement of like measuring, how people's movement, it's happening all over. All medias do that.
And I don't know if the audience can see it, but I don't think you said you were a drummer.
Oh, that's right. Yes,
So
I'm a drummer.
We're going to see you.
Yes.
Now, I associate being a drummer as you're in a way leading the song or holding the tempo of the song.
Yes.
And similar to being a CEO,
yeah,
multiple hats you're having to
Interesting.
carry.
Yeah, you're right.
Carry a team. So
Right,
I have no
right.
doubt you're super successful on the
Well,
drums
it's
because-
crazy, yeah, because like you earlier we talked about, I you know, I taught myself how to play, but and then my bass player, Donovan, was a classically trained drummer. So he's been giving me lessons of that understanding is that it's not how flashy you are, because everybody else, you're keeping time, right?
Yeah,
and
correct.
really owning that every single hit.
Yeah.
And that to me just fits my brain, as you know, kind of like, great,
Yeah.
I will just be here for you all. They're the true talented people. I just get to keep time and have fun. I'm a fan to my own band, so I get to watch them. It's pretty cool. Yeah,
I like that. I like that. Every part has a different beat, or that's what I associate when I think of the drums. You've got one that's a constant, and then you're incorporating another. How do you keep up with all of that?
So the biggest thing that I've been taught is 80% of all popular music is 4/4 time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, okay. But how did you teach yourself? I mean, it's almost like the rubbing your belly and you're tapping your head at the same time. I mean, you're doing it three different counts, although it's a count of 4.
Because your kick drum, you can do on the 2 and the 4, and then snare on 1 and 3 and all of that. But really, when you start listening to music and you find the songs you love, you're like, oh, and you start, and once you kind of get comfortable, it then really just is like you're it's almost like you're dancing.
Okay.
Yeah, because once you get control, so she was sharing earlier about paradiddles, right? So there's all the rudiments, which I'm not that great at, but so left, right, left.
Okay, so we wrap up every show by having a phrase, and if you'll join me in saying it.
Absolutely.
Start or grow your business, make connections, NEC the possibilities. Thanks for watching.
Yay!
That was awesome.